Sean Kosofsky here, the Nonprofit Fixer, and I'm giving one fundraising tip away every single day. Today I'm talking about how meaning, things that have meaning in them, are more important than things that have facts in them. So as communicators, as people who are trying to fundraise or engage our constituents in action to talk about our mission, we need to think about things that have meaning to our audiences. Don't get fixated or tripped up on facts and statistics and data and whether everything is exactly right. It's actually a distraction. I'm not saying to say anything untrue or misinformation, disinformation, absolutely not saying that. I'm saying, like, when your cousin is telling a story over at Christmas and he misses a detail or two or it's not true, you don't correct him because you know it doesn't really matter. The story is good. The story is interesting, right? So in our organizational storytelling, we have to not fixate so much about whether every single detail was right. Instead, focus on themes, focus on principles, values, things that resonate, things that have meaning for people. For example, fairness. Fairness is a word that resonates across lots of different groups. If you're working with a civil rights issue or LGBTQ people, or if you're working on issues of taxation, fairness is an issue that you can use to talk to people. The rich should pay their fair share, or anyone coming into this country should expect a fair wage, right? These are all things that are values, and they have meaning for people. Also, the term accountability. The term accountability resonates across lots of different audiences. Hold powerful people accountable. Hold elected officials accountable. Hold our families and loved ones and husbands and mothers accountable. These are words that resonate. Tammy Faye Baker had this really great quote where she said, God made all people, and God made gay people, and God doesn't make junk, right? Who can argue with that statement? God doesn't make junk. That quote, whether the quote is real, whether the quote actually came from her, whether I nailed the quote or not, people hear that quote and they're like, yeah, that resonates with me. God doesn't make junk. We should just treat people fairly, right? That's an example of how you can pluck things from the culture and use them to your advantage, because certain quotes, certain themes, certain missions, certain visions that organizations have really, really resonate, and they have meaning for people. This is part of yesterday's tip about culture eating strategy for breakfast. The culture is rich with things that are value laden, things that give us meaning. So use that to your advantage as a nonprofit organization. Find things that have real meaning to your members, words, themes, concepts that really are going to resonate, and use those in your pitching and in your fundraising.